We're recording. You don't want to be seen on YouTube from this class. You should know right now that we're recording, so you want to be someplace behind that.
Yeah, can you see me from
You know, you're going to be on all semester, so you may as well get used to it.
It's so awkward.
You are totally in the shot.
I know.
But you know,
I'm guessing no one wants to switch with me.
Somebody, exhibitionist? You're on. Okay, so this is learning from YouTube. We have a lot to do today, and so I'm going to move relatively quickly. And it's going to be a ride. The whole thing's going to be a ride, so we're just going to start the ride now. The ride starts now. I'm Professor Alex Uhas. It's on the syllabus. We'll see in a minute. But if you sort of take off the J and take off the Z, silent J and silent Z, you get a sense of how it's saying. I'm going to present myself to you on YouTube, so I'm not going to say much now. But just as a brief bit of background, I'm a PhD in cinema studies from New York University. I've been teaching here for 12 years. My interest is in media studies as an academic practice. So like I'm a scholar of media studies, and I'm also a working filmmaker. And so it's really important to me to integrate thinking about media and making media, and that's clearly alive in this class, in that sort of deep fundamental structure of the class. So my work has been almost entirely about activists who use media, and I'm an activist who has used media, and then I write about that process as a scholar. So my own work has, in graduate school, is about AIDS activist video. I was an AIDS activist video maker. And then the next large project I did was a history of feminist filmmaking, and I made a documentary and a book about that. I also have a book that I recently did with Jessie Lerner, who teaches here, on fake documentaries, and I made a fake documentary called The Watermelon Woman. I was the producer of that in the 90s. That's a very low-budget independent feature, and I'm currently finishing, or have just finished, an anti-war documentary that I'll be sort of getting out this semester. So that's as much as I want to say about myself now. You'll learn more about me later. I know there's a lot of enthusiasm and interest about the class, so what I'd like to do is figure out who's here, and who's in, and who's not. I'm trying to get that done very quickly. It's a very strange makeup. I could explain to you why, but I'm not going to. So part of, a lot of what we're thinking about in the class is expertise and knowledge production systems, and how, over the course of, say, granting a major, from the time you're a freshman to the time when many of you in here are media studies seniors, you actually learn something through a kind of organized system of knowledge production, and what's so wild about YouTube is it's an unorganized system of knowledge production. So we have some experts in the class, and we have some neophytes, many of them who may want to tell us they know more about you, and more than you anyway, I'm sure, so we're not going to be condescending to freshmen. We do have 12 of them, so welcome, and you are, what we're going to do is watch, can you see? It's really hard to know.
The Safari hour.
Here's where you need to go. Now, one of the things that's happened is that we sent out a press release all over the country that the class is happening on YouTube, and that anyone in the world who'd like to participate can. And my guess is that a lot of people are going to. One of the things we're also going to think about is how you create, how and if and why or why not. You might want to create, what's the word? Perfect storm, interest and enthusiasm for yourself on this public forum. Can you go to?
Alex, do you want me to
That would be fabulous. Okay, so these need to get hung up all over your campuses, especially if you don't go to Pitzer. So if you want to take a few, you can do that. That's the address of our class. Bring them up. Okay, so. One of the things we're interested in thinking about is how people can maneuver, or as they say, whether we would want to maneuver this space to get people from all over the world to participate in our class. And one of the answers is we might not, actually. There might be a lot to lose from having hundreds or thousands or millions of people participate in what we're doing. And that's something we want to think about. But so the press office is involved, and there has been a press release outside of the community and inside the community that anyone who'd like to can participate in class. So can you go to my site? It's on the, so the first thing I want to do is show you the three things that are currently on my site, which is the class website, and that will serve as an introduction to the class. Me. And
You're at the .com.
Oh, you're there?
No, it's that address. Can I look at this is to hang up something.
.com/press. Media press.
Like, I'm not really confident in
Okay, so the first thing is, let's watch the press release. It's down page. No? Go down. The press release. Okay, so this went up last week. Now, if you all think that's a cheesy video, which you might, we have an assignment that's due for 2 of you to make another press release video to put up on YouTube. So just if you think you have some exciting ideas how you might do that in a more stimulating or sexy or compelling way, you might be thinking, yeah. Okay, so now let's go to the syllabus. So you're gonna have to go back, yeah. Learning for YouTube syllabus, version 2. Publicly. So at this point, you now agree to be so represented. If you have any problem with being public, as large as this class is going to be, you should be public. I want you to think about that really seriously. I mean, you know, the class may stay very small and it would be this community of 40 people, but I doubt it. So you guys know what happens when people get put on YouTube. So, you know, you need to understand that if the course gets even a little bigger, people are going to start making fun of you. Yeah. So, and you know, like that is a little scary to me when I made this next one, right? So we're going to watch my introduction to the class. One of the things that you can see from that it will sort of start getting clear, I promise 7 posts over the course of the class. So 7 times I'll get put on. And obviously that's a really easy place for you guys to do your coursework because you're going to be in dialogue with me if that's what you want to do. The other thing that might happen is as you guys are all posting every week, you just start dialoguing with each other. It's a really uncontrolled space, and that's one of the things I really want you to think about as opposed to a typical classroom. But I've promised you 7 posts, and that's sort of, you know, the professorial anchor for the class. And the first month, I'm posting every week. And I'm trying to be somewhat, you know, controversial as a way to sort of set off your participation. So we'll watch my first post now. And that's a good call. Hey!
Did you make that today?
Not really, but I pretended to by writing some out. Last week. I posted it today. Maybe I shouldn't have exposed my slide. Okay, so what I'd like to do is, I'd like to hear a couple responses. You know, we're a really big class. We won't be this big soon. But, you know, the good thing is if you can't speak now, you can post on YouTube. You'll be heard. Let's just hear a couple responses, you know. Let's just sort of check in with everybody. And like, you know, what are you thinking about?